Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depends on when you've signed in. Today, I want to go over some basic expectations for how we're going to run class, because this is a year unlike any of us have ever experienced, and we're going to have to make some adjustments to how we do things, okay? So in the past, like on the first day of school, the teacher will come and give you this list of expectations and things that you're expected to do and rules and, oh, well, you can go to the bathroom this many times and you have to sign out here and take this pass. But obviously we don't have the same issues this year as we did last year. So we're going to have to create some expectations for ourselves as to how we're going to manage ourselves and how we're going to behave in an online environment. Okay, so that's what this first assignment is about, and it's called Virtual Classroom Expectations. Right now, in the mode that my computer is in, it does not look like yours does because I am not finished creating the assignment. All right, right now, whatever I click and do, hopefully, is going to look like what you see when you log in to do this assignment. But this is just another one of those things I'm talking about where we have no idea really what to expect. And there are going to be snags, there are going to be technical difficulties. There are going to be times when things don't work the way that we as teachers planned for them to work for you. So we just need to try to be flexible and not get frustrated and just go with the flow. Okay. So you should see something here. Mine right now says sign in Google accounts. When you click on it, it's going to take you to a presentation. And I have this set up to be student paced, so we don't all have to be doing it at the same time. Okay. So those of you who do this assignment earlier than others may find that you are not seeing as many student responses as others. You might have to come back later in the evening and double check it to finish the assignment. And you'll see why in a minute. All right. So this first screen asks how we're doing today. I actually didn't put this screen up here. I think that Pear Deck, which is the name of the company I used to make this, I think they did that. But I'm feeling a little meh, to be honest. So I'm just going to say, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. All right, so this went all the way back to the beginning because I was just in it. See, there's my first hiccup. So the first thing that you should see when you log into this Pear Deck slideshow is a welcome from me, okay? This has my contact information on it, my email here, todd@horizontoledo.org. It has my text phone number, okay? And it has my Google Voice number. Now, I put my Google Voice number and I put my actual phone number for texting there. And here's why. One, I'm crazy. All right. I'm a little bit nuts. But two, I trust my students and their parents to not bother me if it's not necessary. I have not had any problem with this in the past, and I don't anticipate having problems with it in the future. Also, last year when we got Google Voice accounts as teachers, what happened was the only phone calls I ever got through Google Voice were crap calls. They were like, hey, would you like to sign up to buy this? Or, oh, hey, we're going to try to scam you. We need your account number for your bank account. It was, nobody used it. I'm not saying don't use it. I hope somebody uses it this year, but it's really easier for me, you guys, to just get this information, give that information to you, okay? So I have some little pictures there of me in case you've never seen me before. Of course, here I am here. This is me with my two besties at school. Miss Wetzel, Miss Johnson, and me reading just to prove that I actually read. That is not staged, and The Roundhouse was an excellent book, by the way. Me and some of my bestie students from CYSP last year at camp, and me and my family going on a little vacation this summer. It was a really little vacation, trust me, because COVID, but it was still fun. All right. So if you need to get a hold of me, there's the information. The slideshow is also available on Google Classroom. Okay. So this is my schedule, and I am going to be putting the schedule on a document on Google Classroom also. It basically just tells you when I'm available and to what extent. So here are the times, okay, from 8:30 a.m. until 8 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday. Anything that is green is time that I am required by the school to be available to you, okay? All this time here, planning, grading, recording lessons, conference time, all of this time, I am actually in the school building, okay? Except Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I'm not sure if we're going to be there or not, but we'll find out because I know they're cleaning, okay? But I do think I'll be in the building on Wednesday. So at any time here, if you contact me, I should be readily available. I should be available to respond immediately, okay? Immediately for me as a 45-year-old woman, perhaps being a little bit different than immediately for you as a 14, 15, 16-year-old student, okay? Give me 5 minutes, all right? So I have put that conference time here from 1:30 to 2:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, meaning that I am chunking that time out to make sure that if you need to like do a Zoom or a Meet or anything like that, this is my little boy, by the way, this is David, that I have that time available to you, okay? We can use all kinds of ways to chat with each other, and I'm going to show you those this week as we go and kind of learn the process of online learning, okay? So down here in green, please notice that I have Zoom meetings scheduled for every Tuesday and Thursday night between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So English 1, if your last name it begins with A through M, you are going to be my Tuesday night Zoom group. Thursday night Zoom group is going to be anybody with the last names N through Z, okay? The reason for that is that I have like 60 of you on my roster, and if I try to log all 60 of you into the same Zoom meeting at the same time, it'll be chaos. It'll be absolute chaos. So I'm splitting you into 2 groups. These are going to be times where we can discuss what we've been working on over the week. There are going to be times when you can ask questions, get clarification, just say hi, whatever, all right? The school is telling me that I am not allowed to penalize you if you don't log in for this, and I will abide, okay? But I am telling you that you will be happy if you log in, all right? We're going to actually go through, do some things to make sure that you know what's going on. And if you had me last fall for any reason, or I'm sorry, last spring for any reason, you know that I have always made these screencasts, okay? And these screencasts I hope are super helpful to you. But sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. So that's what Zoom time is going to be for. And I highly, highly encourage you to please make sure you log in. There might even be an incentive for that, okay? So as far as 7 to 8 o'clock meetings on Tuesday night, I'm going to meet with my media lit classes and contemporary lit class on Thursday night, okay? Anything that is in yellow here means I'm not technically in the school building, not required to be available to you by the school during those hours, but I am choosing to be. So if you try to contact me, I will make sure that I am available to you. Anything that is blacked out means you can contact me, but I am not guaranteeing the amount of time it will take me to get back to you, okay? Family time here, 4:30 to 6, I am just not going to be available. All right. My goal for my family is going to be to try to make sure that they all get dinner at 5 o'clock and that we sit down together. Don't expect me to get back to you at that time. The thing that the teachers have to face now with this online learning is that just because you can do your homework 24 hours a day, okay, does not mean that we should be required to be available to you 24 hours a day. I know it feels like, hey, they just live in the building, they don't have real lives, but we do, okay? So if it's a blackout time, in particular this time right here, family time, you can please always feel free to send me a message, but please do not expect me to immediately respond. It may even take me till the next day, okay? I don't care if you send me an email at 1 in the morning. I really don't. Just don't expect me to see it and respond to it at 1 in the morning. All right, guys? You got to set some boundaries. Okay? All right. So when we look at our next slide here, I want you to drag your dot to how you are feeling about online learning right now. Okay? So basically you just grab this guy and you can grab him and take him here or here or here. I'm totally ready for this, meaning I got this. I feel good about it. I'm cool with it. I'm not sure what to expect, as in, well, I'm sure I'll be fine after a little bit of guidance, but kind of nervous. Or I am not comfortable with this at all. Okay, this is going to kill me. It's going to kill my mom. Or, I have a kindergartner this year, and I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how my kindergartner is going to handle this. And I know that I'm going to be responsible for a lot of things that he doesn't know how to do. Okay, so just kind of drag that to wherever you feel. Okay, I kind of feel kind of here, actually. I'm like, I think I'm ready for it, but not really, right? After you've done that, go ahead and click to the next slide. So this is what my classroom used to look like. If you've ever been in my classroom, you know that I take great pride in my books and my classroom library, that I try to have flexible seating to make all of my students as comfortable as possible. So last year at about this time, this is what my classroom looked like. And now my classroom looks like this. Okay, it's still August, so I am recording this right now from my own home, just like I recorded that last spring from my own home. I'm just in a different room, all right, with less makeup on. I was looking much better on that particular day, but who cares, all right? So this is what my classroom looks like now, right? So like I was saying earlier, our expectations have to be a lot different because our situation is not the same. It is very, very different from what it was a year ago today. Okay, so as we approach this, where we're basically doing everything through a computer or a telephone, we need to adjust ourselves. So my expectations can't look like this anymore. All right, this is actually a sign that is in my classroom saying when it is and is not appropriate to interrupt my lesson. Well, right now, unless we're in a Zoom meeting, you can't really interrupt my lesson because this is all recorded and you're doing it on your own time, right? You can still interrupt me, but you will be interrupting me in different ways, right? Like when I said, hey, my family time is 4:30 to 6. If you contact me, I will not respond. Okay, that would be an interruption, but it's a different kind in a different context. So what we need to do today is we need to set up some new expectations. And I am not going to just hand you those expectations because quite frankly, I don't know either. I've even asked other teachers what their expectations are, and a lot of them are like, okay, so why don't we work together? Because you guys have great ideas. You have really great ideas. So we're going to crowdsource right now. Okay, crowdsource means that you get a big group of people together and ask all of them for all of their ideas to help you come to some decisions. So it would be like if you're on like Facebook and you put in a thing where you're like, I need a new veterinarian for my cat. Who do you recommend? That's crowdsourcing. Okay, and this is David again. He's going to be in kindergarten. He's a jaguar. Say jaguars, roar. No, he won't be roaring this morning. It's too early.
Hungry.
He's hungry. So I am going to pause for a minute and be right back. Okay, so whatever I was saying, I'm pretty sure that it just was like, this kind of plan doesn't work anymore. Okay? All right. So here's what I want you to do. When you get to this slide on the Pear Deck, I want you to answer this prompt. What are some rules or expectations we should have in a virtual classroom environment? Okay, and I'll let you know that these are my non-negotiables. These are the 3 that I absolutely expect of all of my students. Okay, you must read. And in the coming week, you are going to find out just how important reading is to me and my class and to you. Okay. You must participate. So I don't care if it's a Zoom meeting or, however it is that I ask you to participate. And there will be many ways. There's a website called Socrative we'll be using. I'm going to ask you to read each other's ideas and respond to each other's ideas and collaborate, even though you're not in the same room or the same house or maybe even the same city in some cases. You have to participate. And you must communicate. Okay? Sitting back and saying, I don't get it, and then just doing nothing, well, technically it is an option. it is the worst possible option that you could choose. Okay. I will reiterate again, I am here for you, as are all of your other teachers. Please communicate. Okay. So over here in this box, and I've already typed something as an example, you are going to type your answer to this question. What are some rules or expectations we should have in a virtual classroom environment? So just for an example, and actually I think this is a good idea, it says crowdsource. Use chat or meet on Google Classroom to try things out with the help of other students. If that doesn't work, then contact the teacher. Now, how can you chat with each other? How do you use Google Meet? You don't know? Don't worry yet. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do those things this week. But I think this is a good idea, a good expectation for us in a virtual environment. I can't be available to you all the time. We're not in the same room. Okay, you will not see me every day, but you can use each other to get answers, sometimes way more quickly than you're going to get them from the teacher. Okay, and it's good for you. It's just good for you to figure things out, because trust me, someday you'll be adulting and you'll be like, oh my God, I have to sell a house now all of a sudden, which is my reality right now. And you'll be like, what do I do? And you've just got to figure it out. Okay. One option, do nothing. Let the bank foreclose on it. Bad option. Okay. So you got to figure things out. So go ahead and type your thing, typey, and then I want you to go to the next slide. Okay, so this next slide requires you to observe some things, okay? So this cat, by the way, is Raja, and she's getting in the way. All right, so I observe. What I want you to do after you have typed in our responses, I want you to go in and look at some of the expectations that your classmates have suggested. Again, if you're an early bird, one of those people who does things right away, then you may not have a lot of responses to look at. You might be the first response, okay? In which case, this is a student-paced assignment. You can re-log in at any time and do more, okay? So if you're late to the party, this won't be a problem because you're going to have a bunch of stuff to respond to. If you're early to the party, just come back later, okay? So after reviewing the expectations that your classmates have suggested, what do you notice? You're going to type that right here. Go to the next slide. This again is going to be, something you might have to come back and do later if you were early. So after you have looked through everybody's suggestions and thought of your own ideas, I want you to answer this prompt. How might we do things? Which suggestions do you think would make good rules for online learning? Write down the 3 suggestions that you think are the most important. Okay? These can be rules for, when you get your work done. These can be rules for how to conduct a Zoom meeting. Like, how do we decide who talks? Do we raise our hands? And when I see your little hand in the window, then I unmute you or ask you to unmute yourself and talk to, what do we do? I don't know, you guys. I don't know either. So let's just start at square one and figure it out. Okay? So you're going to write your response here, 1, 2, 3, and then go to the next slide. So this is the last slide for this assignment, and it asks you to write the most important thing you took away from today's lesson. My takeaway is this. This year is going to be full of hiccups and confusion, but we will get through it if we keep a positive attitude. Okay? You can also add another response if you want. You can write more than one thing if you're an overachiever. And some of you are, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. All right? So what you're going to do is, go in, self-paced, type in the answers. You can do this at 8:30 in the morning. You can do this at 1 a.m. You can do it at 3:32 p.m. I don't care when you do it, as long as by the time everybody logs back in tomorrow morning to get the next thing done, this is finished. Okay? Because we want to be able to look through all of the ideas, and I will compile them, and we will maybe take some votes, okay? And we will go from there. So there you go. Classroom expectations. So far, there are none. We're figuring it out. Please make sure that I'm actually going to revise what I said 2 minutes ago. Please try to get this done by midnight tonight, because if you get it done by midnight tonight, then when I come in here in the morning and log in to kind of like try to prepare for the next thing, then I will be better prepared for you. And this may even take a couple of days to accomplish, you guys, because I cannot keep, a regular flow. Like I would be able to control time in the classroom. Okay. I can't control time virtually. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.